It works in mine too, because eventually somebody makes a mistake.
Right.
But at this level of Dota, people are making those same mistakes, and
not to the level that they need them to make them either. I mean, that wasn't a perfect game by OG by any means, but there's got to be some significant mistakes, hasn't there, for that to work?
the problem is they're treating it like it was a series against complexity.
Yeah.
But I mean, OG isn't looking like their top form, but
Sure.
they're still a very good team.
Of course.
This is still a very solid team. They have good game plans overall. They're still kind of getting into the groove. They're a dangerous team. They know what to do when they go high ground. They have leadership. They have experience. These guys have done it all at the biggest of stages. Why would you think that they were gonna just march up, mess up like 40 times in a row? They did against Forward, but Forward also, eventually they would press the issue and take fights. Aster's doing none of those things.
Yeah.
When you want to force mistakes, like what usually happens is you try to make some risks. You take risks on the map. You try to take towers. Try to do something on the map, and then eventually the enemy team gets antsy. Your entire strategy cannot revolve around, well, let's just hold high ground. They took our high ground. Well, we'll play from 1 racks behind. Okay.
I don't disagree with you, Will, but I don't think this is a conscious decision that they want to wait till they all their down.
Of course not.
It's not like that. But at the same time, they don't have anything else.
Yeah,
so is it lack of confidence? Is it playing with a new fifth? Is it, you know, because there must be a reason why they're scared to do this kind of stuff we saw them doing 3 or 4 months ago.
It's what Fox said though, right? When you call them leaderless, right? They've got Sylar and he's a veteran carry, and a lot of these top tier carries, what they do is that as the game goes on in the late game, they'll sort of take over the shot calling because they feel strong. How they want to approach engagements becomes the most important thing. They definitely feel like in the tail end of that draft in the early game, they're just kind of rudderless.
Yeah. Whereas OG, you know, there's a game plan, there's good execution, they have timings. That's so important, is they have timings. They're like, we're gonna take this Roche, we can do this is how we set up our high ground fight.
They have timings, Will, but they don't have an Oracle this time.
No.
Well, I think the other thing about Aster in this, at least, maybe not just from that last game, but just, you have to pressure ILTW. Can't give that guy just an absolute free game,
Well,
right?
We got to pressure
but
one
that
of
was what-
ILTW or Thompson.
But that was my point, though, Bob, was that they identified the Invoker as being the threat to them. Thompson Invoker, we didn't see that coming. Last pick, that's their winning pick. We need to shut him down in mid. They put tons of pressure on him. They brought 3 over at one point, tossed him back in with the tiny. He still get away, right?
Well, yeah,
but their
3 over
focus-
with no vision.
Exactly,
no
but,
vision.
but what I'm saying is their focus was on shutting him down, keeping him quiet, denying him, stopping him getting away in mid. Meanwhile, ILTW, free game.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
the problem is
well.
they can't focus on all of them, can they?
Yeah, I understood that they did the tri-lane to guarantee the Morphs farm
Yeah.
and all, but they didn't. They literally left access
Yes,
to
they
the
did.
Wolves
Yeah.
in that game. Like, what are you supposed to do as a Legion commander on your own?
I mean, and you got to execute too. That you can't pressure everybody, but when you're bringing multiple rotations to gank the Invoker, and the first time is a little late, and you don't have a point in shackles, and one of the other times he has Ghostwalk and you don't have vision, it's like.
Sure, I'm not saying they did that perfectly. What I'm saying is that they focused him at least, and they had a point of what they were trying to do, but at the same time missing out on another player just going absolutely crazy on the other side of the map. Ember for OG, banned out in the first phase last time. We made a point of saying at the start of the show, Alan, it has been favoured by OG. They've played it 5 times already in this particular tournament, and it's something they've played around as well.
Yeah, it's definitely, it has some flex value for them, but most importantly, it's just looked like ILTW's best hero. You know, that the game, the first game that I really was willing to say, man, he's got the trust of his teammates, was the Ember game the other day when he was in on 15 out of the first 15 team kills, and really looked like he had taken back over that no-tail space creating carrier role.
Yeah, well, if Ember's his best and we've just seen him destroy them on Troll, I'd be mildly worried right now as an Aster fan.
Oracle is a hero that's pretty good versus the Ember Spirit. You can, of course, like dispel everything off of him or off of your teammates. The save is also great versus the chains. Dispels too. ET, though, does not really enjoy playing.
What do you make of the Bane? We haven't talked about the Bane very much.
I think that's just no tails. He's like, okay, my Furion's banned, my Chan's banned, my Enchantress is banned. I need somebody else that's strong to secure the lane. Who's better than Bane? It's like Bane or Undying, but I don't think No-Tail likes to play Undying. He's more of somebody that can set up for
It's
kills.
funny, actually, if you look at the 3 bans and the 2 picks, No-Tail literally being picked on.
Oh, well, I mean, it makes sense, though. Just as we talked about Team Aster picking Mushi's hero last in every single one of these games, OG has basically picked their 5 position first, and the vast majority of their games dating back even to the qualifiers.
Pretty much all their games.
Yep.
I mean, they did pick up Monkey King and Enigma once here in this tournament. Well,
They
Well,
got their
there you
monkey.
go.
As their
I-
monkey.
yeah.
How do you look at OG coming into the series? I get the fact that you want to ban out No Tail, but how do you look at OG coming into the series and decide that you want to give them Ember and MK?
I know, man. I was looking Darkseer for a second. It is into an Oracle though. That's why I was like, wait,
Yeah,
never
no,
mind.
Yeah.
But the Darkseer with Ember and Monkey King is insanely strong in the mid game, even if the lane might not be as good. But I don't know if they'll.
And
I don't
now
think
you
they'll
pick a cleanse. Now you pick LC, and what are you going to do? Like,
But it's also worth pointing out for those that don't follow OG too much, he's often played two different ways
Yes.
on this OG squad.
sure,
They do
he
the
is
Jerax
support
more,
Monkey King, absolutely.
Yeah, as a support, or the Thompson Monkey King, which is a fabulous display as well when you.
I
when
do
you,
like
when you
the
watch him.
I do like the Batrider pick. I
Remaining.
think it's nice against
I don't
Monkey. You always Firefly's always nice. I think this hero is like actually playable now too. With all
He's
the
super
buffs to
back.
it. Yeah, I think he's really good. But
It just makes me nervous because you have the LC counter pick. I mean, Abaddon's probably not a hero anymore, but you have these cleanse counter picks out there.
Could pick Omni, but the thing is, there's an Oracle who can dispel, but
Yeah,
Heavenly Grace
yeah.
dispels. Like
It's true.
it's a strong dispel. Dispels Lasso.
Aster have played 2 back games so far in this.
You are into an.
Now, the other variable, though, you talk about Jerax as a support Monkey. The turning point in the tournament for Aster was actually Bobica support Batrider. Now, you don't necessarily think of that here because you think of Oracle and Elder Titan are probably your 2 supports, but
Dire
Yeah.
team pick.
Okay, so we get the Beastmaster instead.
okay.
So, is there a Tiny left in the pool? There is. I think you have to ban out the Tiny if you're Aster, just because of the abuse. The Hawk tossing onto the
Yeah,
high ground.
yeah.
Beastmaster just gets an absolute free lane.
Yeah, both the times they've played it here, the Batrider has been on Boboka. They've
And I was questioning
10
I was
seconds
questioning like
remaining.
the whole toss onto the Hawk on the high ground, and then they
5
pick Magnus
seconds
and they just had
remaining.
Magnus skewer on
Same
the
exact
high
thing.
ground. Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
about you get so much out of your offlane. Like
So-
it.
so-
That's a
first-
hero I thought we might see more of at this
Same.
event.
Yeah.
Truthfully,
It's the first Beastmaster for OG at ESL 1 Katowice.
interesting. And again, leaving Jerax's hero last.
Yep.
This time around, and I think it's because you're starting to see like why they do it. They'll do it in situations where if they can get the Ember or the MK,
10
they just don't care.
seconds remaining.
they'll just take them anyways.
yeah.
Then
They
you
do,
can.
they do have the option, though, Will, of switching up and giving
5
that Monkey King to
seconds
Jerax.
remaining.
Yep.
Sure.
And then giving Thompson the last pick.
But I think the tiny pick is if Aster doesn't ban it, it's just something they abuse mightily.
Lycan's a hero that, like you were mentioning, I thought we were going to see a lot more, but I thought we'd see it with summons, like summon lineups, because your Howl is insane now because it affects everybody. You know, it affects everybody and their summons. It gives so much attack speed and armor and HP regen. It's a pretty ridiculous ability that I think is going to be experimented with more.
I'd like to see OG. I'd like to see Jerax anyways play something that can clear creeps. I think right now, I just want him to be a little bit greedier since he's got the Bane. Some sort of like team fight disable would be nice too. They have really good initiation on their team already.
Besides Tiny, what can you think of that does
Tiny and Nyx for me.
that? Nyx? Okay.
Nyx isn't the best wave clear, but it's going to be able to find the Oracle, and it's amazing versus Batrider.
Batrider. Yeah, absolutely.
That's probably
I
one
think
of
it's
the best
pretty good
one-on-one.
against ET too, right? I think it's pretty good against Elder Titan
It
too.
is. You get your free carapaces to stop his combo.
Absolutely.
Is there anything stopping OG picking the Tiny last?
No, that's what we're.
That's
yeah,
what-
that's what I'm saying. I just can't see
Yeah,
if they don't
is it
ban it. I
like-
can't see another hero. You know, and Aster. I guess we got to talk about Aster's fifth pick. Do they turn around and go for the OD that we felt that they should go for last game?
I feel like you guys controlled up pretty hard. Not sure though.
The other thing that's in the mix right now is
10
the Enigma.
seconds remaining.
And this is a Jerax Enigma,
5
by the way.
seconds remaining.
They don't play it the same way as other teams.
I feel like they have the control to play against an
They do.
Enigma.
Something they've liked comboing with the Beast and the Empast as well.
What do you think for Mushi here? You want to Puck and SF, OD.
I want someone that can make moves with Batrider. How do they
Yeah,
kill heroes
yeah.
with Lasso right now?
Yeah.
It's like Oracle's running around with the Lasso, and you're the one who's trying to kill people. I want him to have like a killer. I'm not sure what it may be.
You need something with reach. Stop grip. Oh God.
Actually, they could play a Deucer here, couldn't they?
I do not like that after the problems that you had in the last game.
Yeah.
I just don't want them to get run over again and just lose in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I kind of like Puck. Yeah, Puck.
He's played a lot of Puck, hasn't he? Mushi and Puck. Pretty good combo.
Pugna synergizes with the Lycan to push, gives them their damage, but
I feel like he just gets...
I saw the Pugna the other day too, and it was just rough.
Yeah, it was rough, wasn't it? They banned the Tiny here, surely. No, they banned the
I mean, maybe if you look at how Mushi's been building his Pugna, though, Mushi's been building his Pugna like really utility, like Aether, like Aeon pretty early, Aether.
That seems a strange ban.
They're convinced that it's Jerax on the troll.
Yeah.
You mean on the monkey?
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's why they banned the troll. They think the monkey is the Jerax for.
10 seconds remaining.
ILTW would almost certainly play the Ember.
We're out of time.
Oh yeah, I just feel like, I mean, I'm going to talk about this the whole time, and they're not going to pick it. But I feel like Tiny is just game ruining for OG. They just destroy Aster's
I love
lanes.
both. Tiny or Nyx for OG.
Like this is a lineup they've played. If you add Tiny to that
Nyx
OG
is just as good. Nyx is just as good. You don't get the toss back, but it screws with the heroes more, and it screws with Aster's heroes more in those big game team fights.
So okay, there's there's a killer.
So DP, bit of range.
Works with Lycan as well.
Yeah.
You've got that combo now, and you've got Oracle DP, which is one of the stronger kind of combos. Of course, you can even go for like these blink daggers and stuff on the DP with Oracle, which is pretty nice.
I don't know though. This is where if DP hates physical burst, and whether or not it's
she's got a save though.
Yeah, she does have a save in the Oracle.
10 seconds remaining.
That's true.
Howl also makes you pretty strong. Every little, even the Howl on the Death Prophet is quite significant. The HP regen and everything.
Yeah, they got rid of this day-night split thing, so it's equally strong. Yeah.
Armor, HP regen, right? It gives a lot.
Final pick of our second is OGs.
I think I like the Nyx more now, but it's different. It's like the Tiny's better for the lane, but the Nyx is better for the overall game.
And I think you can hunt DP with Nyx. I mean, even with the save. That is not what I thought we would see.
Is that Core Phoenix?
No, I think that's Jerax Phoenix.
Okay. I did not see that one coming.
Do you think that is Core Phoenix, guys? I don't think so.
We'll have to find it's Thompson or Jerax. King or the Phoenix, but they've got the option. Should they want to choose it? It's an interesting draft, Alan. Very strategical this time round.
Interesting draft, but there are not that many drafts where I would have felt comfortable going with Aster after that last game.
Yeah.
I'll have to pick it.
Okay. Can they not? What was their blanked on all the 5 heroes of Aster right now? Do they have any decent? Who's their egg hitters?
They have Lycan.
Lycan, and that's.
They have DP.
DP's not going to do much.
They have
just Lycan, right?
Bat Rider, Oracle, and ET.
So they do not have good egg hitters at all.
Even level 1 egg, they could have problems with.
So that's why they picked it. Yeah, they wanted to be able to have it because even like Lycan, he gets a Fire Spirit on it. He's the only one who can actually hit the egg in a lot of the situations. So they were looking to secure their team fights. And he's the counter initiation also to the Bat Rider, right? If Bat Rider does go in, the Phoenix just dives in and gets the egg off in the back lines.
That's a good point.
That's the old counter that people used to do, right? Just the counter initiations versus so. Yeah, that's a little bit different of approach than I expected, but
interesting to see how it works out.
Not a team fight.
All right, thanks very much, gents. Our panel are settled then, and we are settled here at the desk. Time to head back inside the Spodek Arena for game number 2.
That's right, we're back in the arena and we are getting into Series 2 OG. 1 game up, it looks solid for them. We're going to game number 2, and once again, I think solid is the greatest way, Kyle, to describe this lineup from OG. It is comfort zone. We're looking at, would you believe, a Thompson Monkey King. Once again, it's coming up. I don't even why there's a debate. This guy plays it.
I mean, this is the OG mentality. It takes them a little longer than other teams to figure out patches, but once they do, it feels like every draft they come up with makes sense, and it's on top of the meta on a lot of occasions. And it works. They have incredibly strong team fight. They can kill buildings. They're going to be able to fight around the Roche pit. And so strange to me, once again, Aster, they took first pick instead of Radiant. It just boggles my mind. I feel like OG as a team just gets better when you're Radiant. The Roche pit, as we've talked about, like you can pull your hard camp. You can't do that as Dire. You can't pull the top camp to your creep wave the same way Radiant can. There's just so many advantages to the side that I don't feel are reflected in the pick differential. Oh well.
Yeah. I'm a little interested to see like exactly how Aster do approach this. As you said, they're on the Dire side, but they're the ones who have to fight forward. NextSS is already looking to get involved on the bottom lane, working with Fenrir and Bobica. And this is where the ET factor comes in. I never want to underestimate ET. That's something that Fogged always like throws in your mind. Like, hey, this guy's actually potentially a good hero. And how is he meant to influence this bottom lane? Like, do you keep Fenrir down here, working with the Batrider? Do you protect Sylar? Lycan level 1, is he strong enough to stand in the lane against a harassing Phoenix and a Beastmaster?
That's a good question. It's a strange choice too. Just I feel like Monkey King as a hero concept just counters everything Lycan wants to do. If he drops his ult, spawns all his creeps, tries to run at you, you just throw down the Wukongs and sit in it. You get tons of bonus armor, and all of a sudden all of Lycan's minions get hit. It's a very weird decision, but I think Aster realized that we got to try something different, and they went for more of this mid-game focused lineup that can actually pressure objectives a lot earlier. So they combo that with the DP, you know, the Bat ET combination, great pickoff, great scaling potential as well. You know, I don't want to repeat everything Fogg said about the ET hero, but it's quite good.
It all still applies. That's the reason when Fogg says it. When Fenrir is trying to zone out Jirax on the top lane just by punching pretty hard into him, but it's making it difficult. Like it's 4-1 versus a 1-0 on the CS Beastmaster versus the Lycan. But then you got to keep your eyes on this mid lane. Thompson's Monkey King. You want to see a quick way to find a kill? Mushi just slightly overcommits. He hasn't leveled up anything on number 2 yet. It's just a spirit, like Spirit Siphon. Okay, now he does it. But he was just Crypt Swarming. He was just pushing the lane back and trying to keep the Monkey King away from him.
Yeah, but he used a lot of mana to do that. You don't traditionally see mid players use that much.
Jirax, smart TP out. He knows Fenrir can just chase him down. Fenrir was actually thinking twice. No-Tail on bottom lane, very, very low as well. Quick little searing chains, ensuring XSS will not be able to move further down to get that last attack, which would have killed No-Tail off.
The Oracle felt like it was one of the keys to the OG victory in the first game. Aster's going to take this. You're going to need a big performance because you can cleanse off the Fire Shield, you save people from the Grip and the Beastmaster Roar, you just dispel those abilities immediately. You can do a lot of work here as Baboka, rather. It's strange, though most teams would be playing that 5, but Aster choose to put their 4-position player on the defensive support.
I'm even loving the way No-Tail was being stalked by Baboka. So No-Tail reveals himself for a moment. XSS got 5 sticky napalm stacks over on the Ember Spirit. You got the Sleight of Fist and Chains. 6 stacks, but Ember Spirit, he's just putting all this into his stick charges. And No-Tail finally comes back to the bottom lane, but he's using Brain Sap to try and get his life up, but having the Clarity Cancel is going to make that a little bit more difficult. Bobica's just staying right on top of him, and here comes the Batrider. Doesn't want to go into the Firefly. Just holding back for the moment and just allowing the sticky napalm stack onto ILTW. Do not give him the space to get any level of CS.
Because I think if he skilled Flame Break, he would have actually found a kill by now. Now, wow, Bobica's in trouble.
There's Sleight of Fist searing chains. Yeah, I think Bobica's actually dead. Sleight of Fist bouncing around through the Centaurs, but No-Tail's space attack at the end. He's been sitting on a bee stick of life, but that's a big enough stick to get a kill, and now a potential denial out to the small camp. XSS trying to wait for the right time. He will be able to get the rebuttal. And Oracle's already straight back onto that bottom lane. This is pretty early, but it does beat over that first blood.
And relatively even once again with the mid matchup, heavily favoring Thompson for now. I point to the decision from Mushi just to expend so much mana on the opening wave. He used 4 nukes on the first 2 creep waves, so he hasn't really had mana to spam out on Thompson. He's just funneling mangoes to himself, but Thompson is buying extra salve, but he should have more net worth just had to buy less regen overall.
And they're actually separated by about 200, and with the consumption of the mango, you're actually making that 300 to 400. There is a creep wave pushing under. But look how Thompson just plays this. Straight underneath the tower, gets 4 stacks up. He doesn't have the Boundless Strike available, so Mushi also out of Spirit Siphon charges. Thompson's just going to solo down Mushi. Support was coming in from Aster, but it comes way too late. Boboka and XSS just not involved.
You just said Boboka and XXS. The off lane just ran mid to watch Mushi die. There's nobody pressuring this ILTW Ember, and in the meantime, top Seb is dumpstering this Lycan with the assistance of Jerix.
Seb is #1 net worth. He's 500 to 600 in front of Syla in net worth.
Middle tower is under attack.
This is not looking good for Aster. You're gonna need some heavy rotations, but my concern with their lineup is, you look at it, who actually makes the plays? You have Blink required initiation on the Batrider, and sure, Mushi, you'd look to see him move to a lane, like start shoving a tower down, but Seb's just gonna mirror him on every movement. Mushi's really not in a place where you can even think about rotating. He's going boots bottle, but he has 70 gold.
Yeah, it's not even like the last game, right, where you got a Morphling. Like, Morphling can come in with an E-Blade pop, like, shotgun effect, even though it did come late because of that drums pick up in game 1, but this Aster lineup is a run at you kind of thing, or is it like almost a counter engagement with the way the Oracle would be played? Thompson gonna find his own kill up on top. Fenrir into the stop, just gonna put Jirax to sleep, but Thompson already had the tick, finds the kill on Fenrir.
I like what Seb's chosen to do as well. Buy treads. Typically you'd see Beastmasters they just rush the item they want, right? But he's just trying to ensure that his laning phase goes as well as possible. Wants to keep bodying Sylar.
Thompson, he started over on Mushi. Notal's going to rotate in, and you know he wants to keep this fight going, but a lot of damage into Thompson, but it may still be enough to kill off Boboka, while Mushi just sits there in the nightmare that is this mid lane. Literally.
Nice. Yeah, it's looking tough, and the concern I have with the Aster lineup is just that they have certain core necessities before they can actually look to make plays. You need an HOD on your Lycan, and he needs to be level 6 before he can really move lanes ever.
Oh,
now you have a Haste, you're just gonna dive again.
God. Haste means there's no running. He's got no, like this is a no boots profit. Like maybe if you're running a Queen of Pain, you could jump away and you could be a little bit more diverse with your positioning, but against Monkey King, you with a Haste, you're dead.
This is one of the more dominated performances I've seen in some time. It all started with the solo kill, and you know, if Mushi's upset about the rotations, Thompson's going, well man, you tried to gank me first. Fair's fair. And when you're a Death Prophet with no drains off cooldown, still waiting for that recharge, like you actually just don't have any survivability, especially against a hero as strong as MK with Jingu.
Fenrir is trying to stomp, he'll put Seb to sleep, but Jirax is doing all the rest of the work. He'll find the kill, he's been chipping away at this ET for a very long time. XSS is going to have to do something here, right? Like, the Batrider is the only one who's been having a really good lane, and he's only just about the net worth of the Lycan. You think of the trade-off, right? Like, he shut down the Ember is the start, but Ember's net worth is catching back up to the Lycan.
It's not just that, but Ember isn't the one that's going to do structure damage. You're fine as ILTW going some phase drums build or phase maelstrom, and you just play aggro. You're going to just land stuns, be mobile, and Notel's also done a great job just consistently sleeping the Firefly of XXS, ensuring there's no damage output.
And he's in trouble again on bottom. He actually gets Mushi to TP down to the bottom lane. He looked towards ILTW. Is there a control? There is. The lasso is out. The Ember Spirit will die. Meanwhile, up on top, you got Jirax beginning his run. A quick little jump away. Of course, that Fortune's End will follow him, but not enough damage to find the kill.
Shrine up bottom. Nice job at XXS. You don't typically see Lasso leveled up at 6 all the time, but now that there's a little bit of damage, I think it's value. It's a pretty big change, to be honest, because now, of course, Napalm looking to increase the damage.
That Invis rune's going to get burned just to try and survive this. Thompson was already thinking of starting with the level 4 Boundless Strike. Not a single point up into tree dance. He is just a full lane presence with a 404.
He has Medallion. Well, he's doing so much damage with Max Jingu.
Once they have the Vlads, can they just like slip into Roshan and Aster can't do anything about it, right? Because Seb is actually going to buy it in now. Like, he can just walk to the side shop and Vlad's is done in under 9 minutes.
Yeah. I just love, again, the way OG move around the map. So they're bringing Thompson and Phoenix top. You have Ember sitting mid against DP now because Mushi's been crushed so hard that he can't actually pressure LTW.
Oh, the scan. They thought Fenrir was to the north. That's where the Icarus died from. Jirax went up that way. But they'll find Fenrir over on the side. He'll start the stomp up, just trying to stop Thompson from just slapping him into oblivion. But I hate to tell you, Fenrir, it ain't going to stop Seb. And in fact, Thompson just reaches around the Beastmaster and then looking for the fight in towards mid. He's got the buff up already, slapping down so much damage into Lycan. It's a triple remnant committal from ILTW to find that kill. Mushi, can he actually turn any kind of damage around? It is a level 1 exorcism. It doesn't do enough damage. And even with Oracle sitting behind, there's nothing a level 3 Baboka can do.
It's like watching a grandmaster play chess against someone that isn't. Because Thompson, you think, oh, he's just going to interrupt the stomp here, they're going to find the kill. But he's already thinking about the next play as he's killing the ET. They let him get the last hit so that he gets the Jingu proc, and he can just TP mid, pop Medallion, and take Silo to 20% HP in a swipe.
This is nice from XSS at least. He got 6 sticky napalm charges over on the bait. He's dying anyway, but at the moment if you're Aster, you'll take anything you can get. Maybe not losing your #1 net worth, however.
They got 4 bounty rooms, that's something.
And maybe even the arcane. Oh! LTW says no.
And your one benefit is LTW's game is quite poor, but the problem is it feels like every single one of Aster's cores is in that same situation. Once again, XXS is going to be rushing the Blink Dagger. You're in that same conundrum. Like, it's not going to increase his ability to stay in lanes. It's going to be about his rotations, but both of the cores he'd be finding kills with require the usage of huge ultimates to actually have the damage to find kills on mobile cores, specifically like Ember Spirit, who you gotta figure is gonna be your target here.
And it's not like you got a support that will bring the burst damage to find the kill. Like,
exactly.
Like if you had a Lion on your side, maybe this would be even more of a good reason. But OG understand that Aster cannot fight for the moment, so they smoke up again. 3 heroes on the bottom. Seb is the one forcing in the lane. This will force some kind of opening. At the same time, they're looking at the Batrider. Water's planted down. You've already got your Wukong command and your Fiend's Grip to ensure XSS is delayed once again on this Blink Dagger.
Again, the next move. He's going to TP top. He's got Jingu up. He'll run onto the ward, but he still might find Fenrir or Baboka. I think he did.
Jumps down to the trees. Yeah, he knows exactly where he is, but oh, have to start again. Baboka, 3 hits, 4. There's just disarm. Takes a little bit longer. He's going to false promise. And maybe Silent can get some revenge here. Thompson is actually being locked down for the moment. He may still get the kill over on Baboka at the end of the false promise, but it won't matter if Lycan can get something as big as that. Mushi needs to be able to survive. He cannot let more momentum go the way of OG, but as I say that, goodbye Fenrir underneath his own tier 2 tower on bottom.
OG just playing in 3 lanes at once. And I think Thompson forgot Oracle Q actually purges off the Jingu Mastery stacks, so the Boundless Strike was not enough damage to finish him off just then.
And at least the Lycan found something. That was some good money. That was a good streak to take. He's building into Necrobook as his primary item on this Lycan after getting the Dominator.
It's the standard Lycan build, but the concern is every time you use your ultimate, you're relegated to just a jungle farmer for the next 2 minutes. That's what we see Sylar doing here. They've had no tower damage to speak of, really. They've buttered up the side lanes. Mid is quite low, but if you want to make plays, it requires you to blow big cooldowns. And checking out the heat map, you can even see Sylar just really not able to get involved in this game just yet. And their draft is supposed to peak around this timing, that mid game. Find a tower, move to Roche. Utilize these big abilities for structures.
Yeah. But it's just not happening. Thompson again getting aggressive in the mid. As only not to charge away. Mushi really wants this fight, and he won't. No, really? Not enough damage into the mischief, and Monkey King will survive.
OG's just playing this game so fast. They smoke immediately as well. I believe this will be a warding mission from No-Tail. He's just got the 1. The bird as well to scout out high ground to ensure he'll be able to place this ward undetected.
He may be able to reach the Lycan. LTW is up here, and I'm looking at Ember Spirit walking around with a haste root in the bottle.
It's just so cool because they smoke, and it just makes Aster smoke back at them, and there's no play really being made.
It's gonna work. Blink up, Marceau, already on the Ember Spirit. No-Tell, looking at his charge out. They're just splittering it up, but here comes your Sleight of Fist. Defensive Spirit jump back from LTW. Sylar has to go in to the Wolf Form to keep up with that hasted Ember Spirit. He'll be able to do so, but the rest of OG has now arrived. They've run all the way to the tier 1 tower of OG, and Aster, they don't want to be there. Jiro jumps in, the perfect supernova, and the from Thompson. The Wukong command got 3 heroes caught inside of it. Fenrir will be able to walk off, but now, thanks to the fact that Jerk's down to Supernova, everything's up cooldown. They continue the chase over on Fenrir. Oracle and the ET supports have to be so sacrificial, and Thompson just watches.
You know he did that on purpose too. It's crazy. It's like he doesn't have to think as much as other people about his raw mechanics, so he's got the time to consider, you know, what do I do next? And what's the best way to psych out my opponent, whether that's a chat line usage, a leisurely rest in a treehouse,
XSS.
right into the Roche pit.
Stealing Roshan's with couriers have given him extra information. He's fireflying around it. The duration's not that long. Flame Rate jumps in and they've already got him. There's your grip. XSS is in a world of fun. Thompson will take the Aegis to the Immortal. And the ET who just respawned in. Now the stomp comes too late.
And you see ILTW actually running it into the pit because he was like, oh, I want that. He had cleared a spot, but Thompson apologizes because he's already picked it up. And can you blame him? Based on the net worth, he's gonna have a Deso finished real soon, and you can see the way he's utilizing this hero. It's all around the Boundless Strike with the Jingu proc up, and he's been so active that even right here.
Oh, Lycan. That's not enough for slow. In fact, Thompson's just gonna throw out the Boundless Strike. No tell. They already burnt the Fiend script. That's not extra CC against that Lycan.
It's the same if you talk to Mid1 about this hero. A big part of playing Monkey King effectively is just utilizing your stacks and maintaining them at times so that you can rotate with them available, because it turns your Q stun into just, you know, a pretty decent chunk. Oh, whoa.
Aster, they found him. 3-man smoke up from Aster, helping to set up for this, and Thompson. Oh, there's the Aegis Immortal burn, but remember, OG, you're next to their tier 1 tower. Support comes thick and fast, and they're looking for their opportunity. No ET splitter. Like an ulti is off cooldown. Sylar waiting in the tree lines, but the Blink Lasso has already been burned. And they are leaving. Aster got what they wanted. They forced heavy rotations from OG. Now they can repair and farm up the mid and the top.
But is that really what they wanted though, Toby?
You'll take anything you can get, and space to farm, delaying the game, you're okay with this.
You use your lasso and your Earth Splitter, and all of a sudden you get, yeah, sure, you killed Aegis, but OG have traded that for the next 60 to 120 seconds of utter map dominance, and you can see them just swarming towards the Aster side of the map with no fear.
Yep. Thompson's just bouncing through the tree line. Oracle's the one being chased. You'll see Thompson. Thompson starts off with his own Boundless Strike into Wukong command. This is early, but it won't matter if Oracle goes down. Mushi wants to fight the Bane. They've gone in deep, pops out the Exorcism. No tell, taking so much damage. Your brains have some life out of Fenrir to give him a little bit longer sustain. And with Lycan's ulti and that level 1 Necrobook, they want to get in, but it doesn't matter. The Boundless Strike just mops up everything that Aster is throwing at them.
Just so well played by OG. They've got such a great innate feel of the fight, and they have Roar available. They could potentially make a move, but Oracle's respawned. It's just cool play. You sort of, it's like they feel Aster could be popping ults to re-engage. No tails diving forwards. He dies, but it's your lowest net worth. You just don't mind. And the rest of OG reposition on the high ground, taking a position where if Aster want to continue pursuing with these big ults, they're actually still going to lose the fight because OG have had the ability to assemble their firing line. You'd be walking into a Roar and a ton of damage from ILTW. Now that the cooldowns are built, or burnt, mid-wave is already at the tier 2, rotate towards top. That advantage, it was only 3k through the laning phase, has grown up to 6, almost 7. They're going to get a tower.
And with the Searing Chains into the Sunray, Death Prophet has to defensive Fuel Scepter. There's another control, there is. No Tal Fiend Script doing some work. The Stomp will create a little bit of space thanks to Fenrir. And now maybe with the Silence and the Lasso is ILTW, but no, Seb, he's there for the raw timing, keeping the Battle Rider in position. They have to run away from the Supernova. No Sunscreen for Aster as they burn. And with the rampaging OG going all the way forward, Mushi will go down. The ET Splitter will do a little bit of work, but still not enough. Heavy buybacks in from Aster to keep some level of defense going, but OG just disengage.
Middle tower is under attack.
Really not much to say. Folks at home.
Oh, Lycan, this is what you can talk about. Running forward, there's Nightmare available. Maybe with the Boundless Strike being missed by Thompson, they'll have a No. Sylar has nowhere near enough life to sustain through this. Mushi wants to get involved, but now the Spirit. He's beating back to get all the mana back up again, and Aster, they're so low on life. They try to force this so hard. Thompson can just go ham. He's already killed off XSS. He's looking for another core. Who's going to be able to present themselves? It's the Boundless Strike of Mushi. The Wukong's command is back off cooldown for him. Now they'll run away, but Boboka, he's caught on the wrong side of the tracks. He will fall as well. This feels like the easiest game of OG's life right now.
He even turned into a tree to casually juke the ET stop as well. Thompson just so in the zone. And when I say I don't really know what to comment on, it's more about just how enjoyable it is to watch. Like, OG are playing great Dota. They've been a bit rocky to start the season. People starting to question, you know, are they good without Ana? I mean, come on, guys. It takes some time, but now that ILTW is actually settled in, you can see that when they've got a draft they're comfortable with, when they really understand a patch, it's poetry in motion.
Oh, they can't get the Necro books alive from Sylar. Thompson's just boundless striking them whenever there's an opportunity. Meanwhile, Ember Spirit can slide a fist, and such an easy cooldown, 6 seconds, and with the Maelstrom procs, like Aster's copping so much damage, and they're providing more and more units for him to work with.
Look at OG. Why are they backing away? Well, runes are spawning in 5 seconds. What do you know? You already have a preemptive TP from No-Tail as Thompson covers him, checking choke points, ensuring there's no movement from the Aster side. And they go from grouped up as 5 to fanned out around the map, collecting resources in a matter of moments.
Yep.
Look to see them just come back together, group up.
It's clinical Dota from OG, and Aster are trying to force problems. That's the reason why they smirk up. Oh no! The Boundless Strike! It connects with the XSS just as he wanted to get in, and he's even getting a Fiend script up. They'll be able to get the silence out, so Bane's Fiend script will not be able to continue, but Bane dies, and now the rest of them come forward. What else does Aster have left in the tank? Lycan, he's charging forward in that wolf form. They get the lasso out of ILTW. They need that core to die, but then again, the control doesn't last long enough. He's already backing away. The Supernova is down. Aster are going to be stunned and dying in the middle of all of this. Mushi just gets flipped out. Thompson does so much work, so much damage, and Aster, I feel like this is the end of your road. You've lost 3 heroes. The Batrider was lucky to get out of that one alive, but OG are coming for your mid-ranked, and they're coming for the next round in this lower bracket.
I've seen Solo do that, Puppy do that so many times. No-Tail obviously adept as well. At the I'm the 5 feed into buyback cost him a measly 257 gold in a game they're utterly dominating. Not even, sorry, 227. For the price of just a set of sentry wards, you tank a bunch of spells for your squad. The Earth Spitter on cooldown as that fight engages. I think you lose 2 racks here as Aster. They know you don't have any big spells up.
Yep. You got no Lycan ulti, you got no ET splitter. Batrider can't initiate because Lasso's down for another 37 seconds.
Radiant's top tower.
Oracle can't save you. I don't think I've actually seen a single time where it's like, hey, yeah, false promise, it's going to actually do something. He can't stand close enough. They just get the kills too quickly. Now the top lane can push. Lycan gets his level 3 Necrobooks, and this will be it for Aster. Like, they'll lose the bottom lane of Rags. OG may pull back out 14 seconds before Batrider can initiate, but they're poking and prodding, waiting for some kind of opportunity. If Aster want to present one. But it's not required. Lycan into the ulti form, going for level 3 Necros, wants to kill over on No-Tail. This will be a dieback from him if they can find the kill, while Batrider up on the hillside. Lasso, he couldn't actually catch on to Thompson to look for a better target. Seb will have to be in as they just hold him in position. Mushi finally doing some work. 2 heroes down for OG. One of them will buy back into the game, even though the gem has dropped the Mushi. He's just locked down. He has no more life. Maybe he does with the lasso. They create some space. They need to kill him. ILTW. The stop from Fenrir. It's good timing for the Spider Fist. It's still doing his work. Fenrir, the splitter, is trying to actually protect himself as he backs up and stop Thompson from charging forward deeper into the Aster base. But there's your Boundless Strike. Still on XSS. This really is OG's base. It has Aster on the flag, but OG took the leads.
You're just going to go for throne. I love it. They have Monkey King ult up as well. I'm sure that'll be dropped right on top of the throne just to assert dominance. Like I've said before, the clinical performance, this is textbook.
What do you
teach
do?
class on this.
Mushi's going to try and wrap around the back. It's a double silence. He blinks forward. The Supernova is down. They're just looking for the first kill. Mushi has to defensively yours right now or else he'll die. He's trying to wait out for the Supernova, but he's already lost his teammates. He's lost the game. This is over. GG is the call, and OG will storm their way over Aster into the next round of ESL 1 Katowice, and Tops is doing it in style.
What do you add?
How do they go against the next opponent? Because OG don't have to think about Aster anymore. It's OG moving forward against ninjas in pajamas.